What's going on, Simps? Abysmal Duelist here. So today I'm coming at you with some 5-head, galactic-sized, big brain gameplay. So today I'll be using my nephthys combo deck versus my buddy Mike's 60-card infernoble list that we featured on the channel recently. And I am going to do the audio in post because we were just being complete jack-offs the whole time we were playing and just fucking off and memeing. However, we have a full set here for you, no sideboard. But there's some pretty interesting plays and some cheek that definitely happens, especially on my part game 1. So I guess there's really not much more to say, so let's just watch the gameplay. Alright, so here we go with the gameplay. I actually end up winning the die roll, as you'll see here in just a second. And the nephthys deck actually has undergone some changes since I uploaded the profile. I actually took out Dragoon package, which later I end up definitely regretting. And speaking of Dragoon, let's just go ahead and take a second to admire this beautiful Dragoon mat from Ophidian Accessories. Please sponsor me, please. I'm begging you, please. So anyway, I won the die roll. We're going to just kind of give ourselves the casual cuts here and then draw our hands at 5. But yeah, I actually ended up adding in some more spice and just like bumping the card count up of the deck. So it's like almost 50 or something like that. But you'll see the secret memes here whenever we get started. My hand's actually super awkward. I believe it was something along the lines of like Disciple of Nephthys, Gamma, Monster Reborn, Monstrosity, and something else. But anyway, I normal the Disciple here, and I actually destroy the Gamma in my hand, and I go through my deck and search I think it's a Matriarch of Nephthys I end up going to get for the following turn. But honestly, this game doesn't go past turn 1 because my end board's actually hilariously simple but good. But anyway, so we go ahead and we fire off the Reborn, and then I go into the house play. We go ahead and we get the Baby Rock out of the deck, and then we do Link Cross, Marcher, Herald, etc. But yeah, this is where the cheek really comes in. It's coming up soon. So we're actually gonna take the cross token, the leftover cross token. Or actually, I don't exactly remember. I thought actually just wait and see. Yeah, no, we leave the Marcher up. That's right. That's what we do. And then we take that extra cross token and the Baby Rock and also the Link Cross, and we turn them into the Trishul Effusion, and then fire off the Monstrosity in my hand. And we actually end up going for VFD and then using the Wind True Draco monster and the Metal Marcher. I make a Yugi carrier and Buster Lock him under VFD. So there's just like super minimal things he can really do here. There's kind of super minimal things a lot of decks can do here. I mean, there's always broken cards like Droplet or whatever, but I feel like there is some sort of outplay. Mike's never actually seen me carry before in person, so we had to pick it up and give it a read here. But yeah, so he's gonna go ahead and do that, and then you know, he tries to play out his turn, but he actually just ends up scooping him up. He's gonna like activate Brigadine and then go for what's the card called, Durandal, but I end up just cutting the footage because he just shortly after he searches something, and he's just kind of like, yeah, I just can't beat that. I'm like, yeah, man, don't feel bad. Not a lot can really beat that, but yeah. So that's really that. I really don't think there was a line for him, especially given his hand. I don't really exactly remember what it was, but it was super awkward if I remember right. But yeah, so he kind of just ends up cleaning him up here, and then we end up going to game 2. So game 2 here, Mike goes first, and in game 2 you'll see I actually make a fatal error because for some reason I don't know, just dumb, bad Yu-Gi-Oh player, I guess. I am the worst duelist after all. So well, you'll see. So he actually has a super awkward opening this game as well. He like ends up normal summoning Roland to start his plays because he needs a Fire Warrior so he can go for the Fire Flint Lady. So he's the Roland come down. He goes for the Isolde. I think he does get the add here just because he knows that I don't play Imperm in this deck, which is, you know, he's just free to do whatever he wants. He knows my only hand traps are Nibiru and Gamma. That used to be Ash in the deck, but I ended up taking the Ash out. So he goes against the Connector for his follow-up next turn. And I forget where it really goes from here. He adds back the Phoenix Blade. His hand is nuts, though. Like, regardless of my misplay, I think he could still play through whatever I kind of had in store for him. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's actually nuts because he normal summoned the level 1 guy, but he gets a Scarm Search in the end phase. He kind kind of is unsure of what he wants to do here. He doesn't see a direct line. He's like thinking really hard on how to play around Nibiru, just because for some reason he knows that I have it somehow. But yes, I definitely have Nibiru in hand, and that's kind of where the misplay ends up happening. But I'll just let you see how it goes. So he goes to do the Phoenix play, but decides not to after the fact, which is fine because we're just playing casuals anyway. So I think he goes Link Cross here. I think he goes Link Cross, gets the tokens, goes for the Marcher play, and this is where I fucked up, because for some reason I thought that if I didn't nib him on the Marcher effect, I wouldn't have turn player priority, or rather he would have turn player priority. I wouldn't be able to use the Nibiru on the summon of the Striker. I really don't know why I thought that, but I definitely could have used the nib whenever he brought the Striker back out. But it's just funny the way it works, because I'm just like so fucking terrible at this game that I just gave him a free Hulk and he's like, alright, cool, I'm just gonna go ahead and play through my whole combo anyway. But I don't think he can do everything. Like, I think he ends up with like an awkward Colt Wing at the end, because he just like can't do anything with it, just because it did kind of end up fucking him up a little bit. But he ends on a substantial enough board where I just, yeah, I think it's like 3 negates, and then you'll see what happens. So I named him here, and yeah, this is kind of my big error. But I was so convinced too, because he was like, yeah, I just lose in Nibiru. And I'm like, no, man, if I have to nib you on the Marcher. And he's like, oh, yeah, okay, sure. And he just goes pretty much full combo anyway. So I think he goes against the Despot here, so he can do the, what's it called? The whole Auroradon thing. I don't remember, though, so we'll just take a look and see what happens. Yeah, he gets the Despot here. And he turns those immediately into Auroradon and gets his tokens, and then he'll get his Despot 001 back, because that's just what that card says. So then I think we go Herald first. Yeah, he's thinking. He's kind of just like asking me about it too. I'm pretty sure, like, no, it's the next game. The next game I just end up getting up and walking away while he's comboing, but yeah, so he's kind of just like thinking through his place here, trying to figure out what he's doing. And he goes Living Fossil, sure, right? And then I think this is the Roland, and then it turns into a Savage, if I remember correctly. He doesn't get to Charles. He doesn't get to do his Spice, because his whole Spice is the Artifact Dagda Scythe thing. But he doesn't even really need to do that at this point, because he's just going to end on so much. I mean, to be fair, ending on the Dagda play would have been nice and all, but I think he actually still had it with the Living Fossil, but maybe he couldn't get the Charles still. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. I don't think he plays, what's the card? Tatsunoko. I don't think he plays Tatsunoko, so like going, yeah, no, there was no way he could have done Charles, I don't think, even if he did try to do Dagda. But yeah, he just goes for this line anyway. He gets the tokens back out. And he ends up making Herald and summoning Gearfried, and it's like pretty much a wrap from there, because my hand is good, but it just wasn't good enough. I was missing a preparation rites, because my hand was Gizmek Kaku, the Nibiru, double Devotee of Nephthys, and then the ritual spell Rebirth of Nephthys and preparation rites. So the Rebirth of Nephthys has a additional effect where if you tribute Devotee of Nephthys from your hand to play the card, then you get to pop a card in the field non-targeting, which is really nice. That's going to be especially nice when the Connector of Nephthys comes out in Phantom Rage, which was probably going to be a fucking rare, honestly. I think it was a rare in Japan as well. I mean, hopefully it's at least super, but we'll see. Hopefully for me, I'm like the one guy that wants this card to be foil, so everyone else is like, please just fucking make this shit a common. I don't think very many people actually even know the card exists. But yeah, this is what he ends up ending on. He ends on Gearfried, Colt Wing, Herald Token, and Savage. And then he goes and gets his end phase stuff here. He gets a search or whatever, dump a thing, and then add a Firewall. I think he gets another Gearfried just because for BM. Yeah, he does get another Gearfried here for BM. Good measure, whatever you want to call it. And then he gets to add an equip because of the level 1 Roland, which is why he likes that card, because he can add it off Assault. So if he doesn't need to pop a card on his opponent's turn, he can just equip the guy. The guy has a quick effect that he can equip himself to hand, and then he can trigger Charles to pop a card. So if he wants, he can even just pop the Roland and get the Scarm Search. I think it gives 500 attack too. But anyway, activate the Kaku here. I think he negs with the Savage just because he's like, yeah, I'm good, don't want you getting free guys. No, okay, he uses the the gear for to destroy it, right? I mean, it's once per turn anyway, but still, he gets it out of my hand. And then he negs the ritual spell with the savage, and then I go for prep. And then if I had an additional prep instead of the actual devotee in my hand, I could have played through this some sort of way. Like, I would have been able to make some sort of board. But anyway, yeah, I just scooped up. Can't beat it. So we go to game 3 here, and this is just so hilarious. This was like, I'm thinking like, all right, game 3, this is my moment to go like maximum full combo, not just end on like carrier VFD, because that's like whatever, super minimalistic. My hand is so bad. My hand is double Draco Phoenix, Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys, Devotee of Nephthys, and Matriarch of Nephthys, which basically says that I don't get to play. So I pop those guys to summon the Wind, what's it called, the Wind Draco, and then I just normal summon the Matriarch. And this is where I wish I still had the Dragoon in my deck, because I could have at least ended on Dragoon, but I literally go IP pass, and then I end up changing the guys that I blew up from the Draco Phoenix, so I can get the I blew up the additional Draco Phoenix in my hand so I can get the water guy out of my deck. But he pretty much just goes full fucking combo here. I end up just getting up and walking away. So I mean, honestly, there's really not much more to say about this. We can just watch him combo. So I guess we'll just go ahead and do that. There might be a few things that I may comment on as he's going through his turn, but yeah, like I said, I literally just get up and like go fucking make a sandwich or something because there's literally just nervous for me to watch. I just kind of wanted him to really just go all out and shit out his whole deck and show what he can do uninterrupted. So I'll just shut up now. I think right here he forgot to get the scythe, so he has to like stop halfway through and like go get out of his deck. Oh no, he didn't forget. I'm just an idiot. He has to activate an effect before he can activate it. I said that in person too. I was like, oh, you forgot your scythe. He's like, no, I have to play the marker first.
Destruction.
Also, something to note, I totally forgot before I kind of cut myself off there. If I played the fucking Fire True King, I could have had at least Calamities as well. Instead of like with this current build, outside of the Dragoon, I could have had the Calamities as well because I had the fucking chicken in my hand. So I had enough guys, like I get to search off the one Draco Phoenix, and I can get the Fire guy, and then I can make a VFD, and hopefully end his turn, because he doesn't play Imperm, so yeah, he can't really beat that card. Unfortunately, I do not play that card, but at this point, I'm just going to make the nephthys deck 60 cards and re-upload a profile, because the first one was pretty fucking dirt, so... Yeah, as you can see, he just has fucking everything here. I think he goes Living Fossil here for the Marcher, and then ends up making a Coral for, like, no reason. But I jokingly was like, yeah, man, use a Coral in the Herald and go Satellite Warrior and blow up my IP, but that doesn't really fucking matter. I mean, he doesn't really have room for Satellite anyway, but yeah, at this point, I just lose to so many things. So, yeah, that's pretty much the gameplay. I mean, not really much I can do, just kind of push my face in here. My fucking board was shit. Like I said, if I maybe had a couple different cards in the list or kept the Dragoon packet, still I could add something, but oh well. Yeah, so I lose this one definitely. There will be another day though. There will be another day where the nephthys deck can go fucking maximum combo and shit out everything in the extra deck, but today is not that day. So, well, that's pretty much it. The video's over. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. You a bunch of fucking simp cup fucking 4chan words. Insert them here. See you later.